1 year ago, the Cincinnati Archbishop McNicholas Rockets defeated Columbus St. Charles 3-2 to hoist the 2024 OHSAA Boys Division II State Volleyball Championship Trophy. They are back this year. Standing in their way, the Yellow Jackets from Mount Vernon, who defeated that Columbus St. Charles team in order to get to this tournament. Yesterday, they got a victory over Nordonia, and today, it's the Yellow Jackets and the Rockets for all the marbles in Division II. Thanks so much for joining us from Pam Evans Smith Arena in Wittenberg University. This is high school volleyball on the OHSAA Radio Network and NFHS Television Network, along with Jackie Klein. I'm Chris Solwecki. So glad to have you along with us. And Jackie, this Rockets team, tried, true, tested, but yesterday they kind of just seemed like they were going through the motions a little bit. It'll be interesting to see if that was an anomaly or if that is this year's version of this volleyball team.
And I do think it was an anomaly. I do think it was a rare event for them to have as many errors as they did from the service line and in their offense, because they came into this tournament 24-1, now 25-1, and their only loss was to St. Xavier, who we watched yesterday in the semifinals of the Division I matchup, and they were a very solid team. Now the Yellow Jackets are now 17-10, and don't let that fool you. The reason they have so many losses is because they played the fourth toughest schedule in the state for both Division I and Division II schools. They just wanted to make sure that they were ready for the postseason, and they absolutely are, since they are now on this stage today in the finals for Division II.
These two teams did play each other earlier in the season back on April 12th. And Mount Vernon fell to Archbishop McNicholas 3-0, 25-11, 25-17, 25-17. How important is it for Mount Vernon to get off to a fast start so they can erase the memory of that game?
Yeah, they need to take advantage of setting Hunter Thompson, their outside hitter, number 24. He is their senior 6'3" outside, and we saw him yesterday do a lot of special things from that pin. We saw him be able to connect even on a weird out-of-system set, and he wasn't scared to take big swings. I also expect Bryson Armstrong, number 9, their middle blocker, to be delivered quite a few balls also.
On the other side of the net for the Rockets, it's G&G, two seniors, Gerhard and Gundrum. The offense runs through them.
Yeah, Gavin Gerhart, number 4, their outside hitter. He's a senior, 6'4", Region 8 Player of the Year, already surpassed 1,000 career kills, and he is just a threat on that outside pin. And Gunderman is their setter. When he's in the back row, you'll see him dishing the rock, but when he's in the front row, he's going to be playing right side, and they are not scared to deliver him a ball also.
Jake Clifton played an important role yesterday in the middle, and the middle blocker situation here this week or today is especially important because there's a lot of length and wingspan on the Mount Vernon side of the net.
Yeah, both teams are very tall. They both do a great job on defense, pressing over on the block. And so I expect to see some off-speed shots also. So even, a down-the-line roll shot or tips into the campfire are going to be things that they're going to experiment with early on.
The officials for today's championship match. On the ladder is Brian Washburn. Down on the floor, Sterling Kai. Line judge Courtney Hoke. Line judge Anthony Hines. With the official scorer Mike Chandler and the assistant scorer Debbie Keller. While we wait for the national anthem to be played in just a couple of moments, let's look very quickly to a key or two for each one of these teams.
Both teams have to focus on servicing. That's a big thing that coaches are saying over and over again. Take care of the first ball that's coming at us. If they can pass pretty well, the offense becomes way easier to run. We've seen crossing plays from both these teams, but I definitely think being a threat from the service line for Mount Vernon is going to be really important. Now, we saw a lot of service errors for McNicholas yesterday. To be exact, we saw 10 service errors and 20 attack errors. Yeah. They have got to dial that in today, or Mount Vernon is just going to capitalize on those mistakes.
A raucous crowd in this place getting ready for the first serve, but first we pause for the playing of our national anthem. The McNicholas Rockets wear green jerseys with black numbers outlined in white. On the back, it says Rockets. Above their number, they have an American flag insignia on their right shoulder. They wear black shorts with a logo on the right leg. For the Mount Vernon Yellow Jackets, they have jerseys that kind of look like they're covered with beehives. They wear black today with orange numbers outlined in silver. They have an MV on the back of their jerseys to signify Mount Vernon. Their libero wears an orange jersey with black numbers. The Rockets libero wears a black jersey with a green number. And that's how we will start today. The starting lineups for today's matchup. First for the McNicholas Rockets. So we'll get to that in just a second. I apologize. There we go. Number 1, Kevin Kaser. He's the libero for this team. Aiden Williams wears number 3. Gavin Gerhardt, number 4. Ben Jones is number 7. Carson Tierney, number 8. Jay Clifton, number 11. And Ethan Gundrum, number 15. Gundrum and Gerhardt, seniors on this team, certainly the leaders for the Rockets. For Mount Vernon's Yellow Jackets, their libero is number 2, Evan Komatow. They're joined by number 1, Isaiah Campbell, number 9, Bryson Armstrong, number 11, Ethan Franz, number 12, Zach Black, number 18, Cooper Swanson, and number 24, Hunter Thompson. And Jackie, you talked about it. Thompson, Swanson, Black, Bryson Armstrong, those guys are almost cookie-cutter images of one another. They're tall, they're lean, long arms.
Yeah, same body type, same jumping mechanisms. They get high in the air and definitely long arms, which helps with blocking.
Isaiah Campbell serves first for Mount Vernon, and the attack from Gundrum is too long, and so the point comes to Mount Vernon. They lead it early 1-0 as Isaiah Campbell continues to serve. Campbell serves middle back. Quick one, and that's blocked. Clifton. Gundrum sends it over gently. They try to keep it alive. Can they get it over? They cannot. A good job by Gundrum to do kind of an off-speed hit. They got a hand on it, but couldn't get it elevated, so the point goes to the Rockets. We're tied at 1. Ethan Gundrum to the serving line. Gundrum, a 6'2 senior. Back set, tossed across off the block, kept alive though. Gundrum with the set, backside, dinked across. And we've got a net violation called on the Rockets. Point Mount Vernon, they lead it 2-1. Zach Black to the serving line. Black had a big day yesterday. Good reception in the back. Gundrum with a set to the outside. Cross-court hit, dug out nicely. Thompson, second chance. Dug out, good job by Kaser covering that space. Back row, out of bounds. A good swing by Gerhardt, but he couldn't keep it in between the lines.
So we talked about McNicholas having a few errors, both on serving and attacking. They need to dial that in. That means they need to take a little bit off, make sure the ball goes inbounds until they get their rhythm.
That serve goes out of bounds, so Komatow with a serving error, Black with a serving error, and the ball comes back to McNick. 3-2, Mount Vernon leads early. And now serving number 8, Carson Tierney. Back set, back row. Off the touch, that's down. Zach Black with a point.
Isaiah Campbell for Mount Vernon is their setter and is playing it smart right now and spreading out the offense, not just giving the ball out to Hunter Thompson, even though he is on the outside pin. He's working on back row attacks and ones.
Big swing in the middle. Number 11, Jay Clifton with a kill. 4-3, Mount Vernon with the lead. Kevin Kaser to serve for the Rockets. Kaser serves middle back. The set to the middle. Zach Black comes up with it. There we go, I've done it already. Swing off the touch. Komatow sends it close. Battle at the net. And that battle is won by number 7, Ben Jones.
Ben Jones, number 7, is their setter, but when he's in the front row, he's also a hitter. He's 5'11". Believe it or not, next to his friends next to him, he looks short, but 5'11" isn't a bad height to be as a male volleyball player.
There's an ace. Kevin Kaser, he put it right inside the line. Couldn't have been more perfect. McNicholas now leads at 5-4. Kaser serves middle back. Black comes up with it, set to the outside. Thompson, big elevation, and he hits it off the block for the point.
Hunter Thompson does a good job of his timing on his approach of being slow to fast, building that momentum, allowing him to elevate and then be able to see hands and make choices in the air.
There's an ace from Cooper Swanson, number 18, to put it inside the back line. Swanson yesterday had 12 attacks, 5 kills, 4 errors. Gundrum, big swing. Aiden Williams. When we say elevate, did he elevate? His head was above the height of the net. His timing was perfect to make great hand contact. There was only one blocker in front of him, giving him lots of options. Ben Jones serves Komatow, set to the outside. Thompson off the touch. Here come the Rockets. Outside. Serve to the back row, and it is going to be played. And it was a last-minute decision by number 7, Ben Jones. Wasn't sure if it was in or out, and that cost them. 7-6, Mount Vernon on top. Hunter Thompson at the serving line for the Yellow Jackets. A high toss. Bumps it back in play. It's going to have to be a free ball across, and they do get the free ball. Quick one in the middle. Too strong. Knocked out of bounds by number 11, Ethan Franz. So the ball goes back to the Rockets. They are tied 7-7. Gavin Gerhardt to serve. Back row, off the touch. Good job by the Rockets to keep it alive. Tierney from the back. Campbell outside. Black into the block, and that is out of play. The point goes to Mount Vernon, 8-7. Both of these teams really swinging, hitting some really hard balls right now.
Yeah, and it's been a clean game. They've been playing simple, haven't been trying to do anything too special, just giving their hitters the best opportunity to have multiple options. We're going to pause because we have a little bit of a shoe issue. Tying shoes, you know, that's something you definitely want to check at the beginning of your match, making sure, unless you're stalling on purpose.
That one goes through the hands of Gerhardt, excuse me. There's a back row swing, and that's down. Hunter Thompson.
I think his success comes because when he's jumping, the ball is always in front of him. He's timing it perfectly to make sure he even went off 1 foot there and still had a great opportunity for a swing out of the back row.
Joey Ferguson to serve. Kaser sends it over. Here comes Mount Vernon on the attack. Quick one in the middle. Trying to keep it alive. Second ball across this time. Kaser with a bump to the near side. Gundrum up and hits it down. Nice job by Ethan Gundrum.
Ethan Gundrum has improved on his attacking from last year. We didn't see that type of tempo and speed on his attack last year, so he's been working on that. Even on out of system, that's a hard ball to hit, and he handled that very well.
Here's Aiden Williams to serve for the Rockets. 9-8, Mountain Vernon has the advantage. Williams floats it across, and it goes out of bounds. So inside the antenna, but it had a little bit of an angle on it, ended up landing outside of the line, and back to the serving line goes Isaiah Campbell. 10-8, Mount Vernon on top. Campbell, diminutive at 5'6", but all over the floor yesterday. Free ball across. Going for 3, outside, big swing, Black into the block. They're gonna try to keep it alive, and they do. Komatow, Campbell, close at the middle. Kaser with a great dive. Sliding and keeping it in play. What a play by Gerhardt. Backside, too strong. Swanson too strong, and what a great effort by the Rockets collectively to keep that ball in play.
I love the efforts. You can control your attitude, you can control your effort. We didn't quite see this effort from McNicholas yesterday because I think just the flow of the game wasn't there for them. This is the rhythm they like to play at.
Gundrum with a big jump serve. Campbell, quick one in the middle. Off the touch. Kept alive. Here's Tierney. Good job in the back row. That was Thompson. Gundrum, quick one. And that time it goes down. Good swing by Jay Clifton from a good set by Gundrum.
Gundrum and Jay Clifton connecting really well there. That 31 ball is hard to connect on, but Clifton did a great job of making sure he was open to Gundrum so Gundrum could see him through the whole process.
Kometal with a great dig on a tremendous serve. Here come the Rockets on the attack. Kaiser from the back row. Out of bounds. Good swing, but he couldn't keep it in play. Gavin Gerhardt with this attack error, and the ball comes back to Zach Black. And the Mount Vernon Yellow Jackets. Black with the toss and the swing. Quick one. Clifton sends it across. They keep it alive on a pinball and a free ball across. Here come the Rockets on the attack to the outside. Tierney off the touch and down. Point Rockets.
It's important to get Tierney involved because it just forces the Yellow Jackets to pay attention to all hitters. So having him be able to attack that ball on the left side pin was very good for McNicholas.
They'll give the ball to Mount Vernon, saying that Clifton attacked the ball on the other side of the net.
So basically that call happens because it interfered with the setter actually being able to set the ball to their hitter. You can't interfere with that.
That serve goes out of bounds over the head of Gavin Gerhardt. We are tied at 12 as the serve comes back to the Rockets and Kevin Kaiser. Kaiser floats it forward. Good job keeping it alive. And that one lands right in play. My goodness. Great placement by Ethan Franz to get the point.
I think he was hoping and praying it was going in, but it didn't. There's a paint on that line because it barely hit that line.
Swanson with a good serve. Close to the net. Hitting it hard is Gerhardt. Free ball across. Here come the Rockets on the attack. Outside. Gerhardt again. Dug, but sent way out of bounds. What a big swing by number 4, Gavin Gerhardt.
And that's why he's the GCL leader in kills and aces. He does a good job of transitioning hard on defense and being available for his setter.
Ben Jones to serve, the other setter for the Rockets. I'm sure he doesn't like to be called that. Thompson up and off the block. Thompson gets really good elevation, and Blatt hits it off of Williams and Gundrum for the point. So now Hunter Thompson waiting his turn to serve. His team leads by 1, 14-13. Thompson off the shoulder. We're gonna have a whistle and a double hit called on the Rockets. Thompson with a huge serve on the last one. We'll see what happens here. Another big one. Good dig. Bump to the middle. Gundrum sends it over on a free ball. Outside. A little bit off the net. Good job by Black to adjust. Off the scoreboard, they got to go free with it, and they do. Kometal to the outside. Jack Black. It's down. Net violation. Called on Mount Vernon, so it comes back to the Rockets. So now it's Gavin Gerhardt. The high toss. Good reception, Campbell. Good back set to the back row. Thompson can't do it. From the back row, but he didn't get on top of that ball, and he airmailed it.
I love that effort, though. The set coming out of system from Isaiah Campbell. That back set right to the middle back. That's hard to do. You don't have eyeballs in the back of your head. You don't know where your hitter is, so you have to rely on hearing him.
There's a big swing by Zach Black. It goes out of bounds off the block, and so it comes back to Mount Vernon. They lead it 16-15 into the serving line now, number 4, Joey Ferguson. Ferguson. Set to the outside. Tierney. Big swing. No touch called, and that'll be out of bounds. So the point goes to Mount Vernon. They lead by 2.
So he was successful the last time he was in the front row, but it might be time to get Gavin Gerhardt involved in the back row.
Timeout called on the floor by the Rockets. They trail by 2, 17-15. And if you're Mount Vernon, you've got to be happy with how this has gone, because in the first meeting of these two teams, this match would have already been over. The Rockets won by 25-17, and so Mount Vernon is in there. They're battling, and seems like they've got some momentum.
Yeah, and they got to watch McNicholas yesterday. They've also had film on them, so it's probably a revenge match for them. They want to make sure that they take care of business. Now, they are really consistent in this tournament. I've been really impressed with their passing, and then Isaiah Campbell's set choices. He hasn't done anything where they're running a super fast offense. It's just consistent and simple.
And those balls run through Isaiah Campbell a lot. Yesterday in 3 sets, he attempted 69 sets, had 29 assists. That's a lot for a 3-set match. Ferguson back to the serving line out of the timeout for Mount Vernon. The toss and the swing, he hits it right off the head of his teammate. That ball was very low. So Aiden Williams goes to the serving line. Thanks for saving me there. Ball came right through.
Missed it, though.
Williams approaches, sends it back to Comatau. The bumper by Campbell. Free one across. Nope, doesn't go across. Little indecision between Swanson and Black, who was going to take it.
Yeah, they expected Hunter Thompson to come in and hit that back row attack, and he got stuck way far back behind the end of the court. But props to Aiden Williams for getting this ball in. Last time he had trouble from the service line, so he's just focusing on staying consistent.
Another bad serve reception that turns into Campbell needing help, and help did not come. 18-17, McNicholas leads. Williams looking for his 3rd straight serve. Skips forward. Serving Comatau. Campbell, quick one in the middle. Dinked across, but covered nicely by Tierney. Back row, now that's going to be an attack violation as Gerhardt swung, but he was well across the white line when he did so. Now Isaiah Campbell to serve. Back set, Gundrum, down the line, it's good. Right over Comatau.
Impressive swing, but what was even more impressive was the serve reception. Those balls that are passed right on top of the setter's head makes the setter's job so much easier and opens up way more opportunities for the hitters.
Ethan Gundrum with a huge toss, big swing, and that's out. It was diving, he thought he could catch the back line, just missed it. So now Zach Black in a tie matchup, 19-19. Black received by Tierney. Gundrum, quick one in the middle. Clifton sends it home. Point, Rockets.
So something to make note of is that Hunter Thompson for the Yellow Jackets is now front row, but also is Ben Jones, who's a little bit shorter, so that matchup is definitely kind of leaning in the favor of Hunter Thompson, and I guarantee he's going to get the ball.
He got it right there, and he pounds it down in front of Tierney for the point. You are a seer. You can see the future. Every time you say something, it happens. It's been amazing all weekend long. It's been incredible.
I don't think I'm a seer. I've just been coaching long enough that I know what a good matchup is and a bad one.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Clifton goes up and hits one off the block. That's down for the Rockets. 21-20. McNicholas has the lead. Kevin Kaiser to the serving line for the Rockets. Comatau with a good reception. Kaiser with the bumper to the outside. Gerhardt, I should say. Campbell outside. Thompson pushes it off the block. Gundrum, Kaiser, Gerhardt. Down and point. 22-20, McNicholas. Timeout taken.
Exactly what I would do also. Keep getting Gerhardt that ball. Be very, very conscious of Ben Jones and really trying to set up the defense around him. So expecting that ball to be hit down the line and being prepared for that coming right at Gundrum in that right back position.
It's a great crowd here at Wittenberg University. There are a lot of loud voices behind us for McNicholas. On the other side of the floor are the Mount Vernon faithful, and just a great atmosphere here at Wittenberg. This is the third year we've been able to do this since the OHSAA has sanctioned boys volleyball, and every year it just seems like it's getting a little better.
Yeah, I really enjoy this campus. It's beautiful here. The athletic facilities from the weight room to the indoor track and football field are just beautiful.
Mentioned in the last broadcast, but in case you weren't listening to that one and you're watching this one, I'll mention that Jackie, along with her broadcasting duties, is the co-founder and owner of Elite Volleyball Training Center. If you'd like to learn more about how to get your son or daughter engaged in volleyball at a young age, visit www.elitevbtc.com. Bumper for Swanson. Thompson right into the block. Can they keep it alive? They cannot. Komatow went running towards the table, but he couldn't get to it.
And Thompson kind of hit that ball cross court right into the arms of Aiden Williams, who's got some major hops. And he needs to focus on trying to get that ball down the line over Ben Jones.
Kevin Kaiser serves Komatow, set to the outside. That's Thompson, and he hits it off the block for the point. Williams was there, as was Jones, but he tooled the block for the point. Now it'll be Swanson. Cooper. Good reception. Right back to him. And big shot. My goodness gracious. What a swing by Gavin Gerhardt.
So if we had a replay, you would see that Gerhardt went up and over Isaiah Campbell. We mentioned earlier that Isaiah Campbell, the setter for the Yellow Jackets, is 5'6". So again, the matchups for McNicholas are also set up correct for him to be able to hit over the shortest blocker on the Yellow Jacket side.
Timeout taken by Mount Vernon. They trail 24-21, so when we come back, the Rockets will be serving for the set. We're still in set number one, 24-21. Lots of volleyball still to be played here at Wittenberg University before a trophy is hoisted. Actually, both of these teams will hoist a trophy. One of them a runner-up trophy, the other one the state championship trophy. A little earlier today, Cleveland St. Ignatius sealed their championship of the Division I Boys Volleyball Championship over Thomas Worthington in a 5-set thriller. Here we're just getting started. Now to the timeout, the Rockets are back on the floor. And at the serving line, waiting for the opportunity, is number 7, Ben Jones. So each team has taken a timeout. Now Ben Jones with a chance to end set number 1. Komatow with the reception, back row. Black into the block. Gundrum was there, as was Gerhardt. The block was good, and the first set goes to McNicholas, 25-21. Set number 2 right in front of us, McNicholas and Mount Vernon. McNick got set number 1, 25-21. Mount Vernon led part of the way. Very competitive first set. Looking to even things up here in set number 2 between the Rockets and the Yellow Jackets. In this Division II state championship matchup.
I'm anxious to see what the starting lineups are of the second set because matchups were pretty good for both teams. Hunter Thompson was able to hit over Ben Jones, who's a little bit shorter than the rest of his teammates, but also Gavin Gerhardt from McNicholas was able to hit over Isaiah Campbell, 5'6" setter for the Yellow Jackets. If I was a coach and my team was comfortable with it, I might spin the dial a little bit and just change things up to make sure that I wasn't seeing Gavin Gerhardt hit over my shortest blocker.
Second set about to get underway. Both teams back out on the floor. Yeah, I like the idea of spinning the dial as well. I think that would be, if nothing else, it'd just be a different look for the opponent.
Yeah, but the hard part is if you haven't practiced it with your team and they're so used to starting all the time in the same rotation, sometimes they get panicky, and that's not the way you want to start a second set.
Carson Tierney will start the second set for the Rockets. He serves middle back. Campbell with a quick one. He crosses the net. There's Gundrum with the second ball. Big swing, out of bounds. A touch is called, and so the point goes to the Rockets. 1-0 for McNicholas. Tierney coming again. Komatow with the reception. Quick one in the middle. Good swing down. That's Bryson Armstrong. Hit it hard. But the Rockets are on the attack. Now, it's inbound for the Mount Vernon Yellow Jackets, and that's Zach Black hitting it across court. 1-1 is our score. Isaiah Campbell to the serving line. Gundrum. Good swing by Jay Clifton.
So throughout this tournament, we haven't seen many teams run their middle behind the setter. We've seen a few slides, a couple back ones, but right there we saw a back one with Jay Clifton and Gundrum, and I think they need to continue to do it. Just they're not ready to block that on the Yellow Jacket side.
There's a big swing, goes off Kaser's arm, so Kaser is quickly side-outed, if that's the term you want to use, because he was the man at the serving line. Instead, the Mount Vernon Yellow Jackets get it back. Zach Black to the serving line. We're tied at 2. Black serves the back row. Gundrum. Sorry, Gerhard goes up and hits it hard. Point for the Rockets.
Doing a good job of making sure that he made good hand contact there, finishing deep to the corner so that there was nobody there to play that ball.
Here's Ben Jones. Jones. Campbell to the back row. Off the touch, Zach Black. Back set, Gundrum dunks it home. That looked very much like a slam dunk in basketball. He went up and pushed it straight down.
It did, and some may question if it was a throw or not, but the way that you evaluate that is if his hand is at the top of the ball, it's legal. If at any time he were to contact the ball on the bottom and then throw it, it would be considered a lift.
The backside, out of bounds. An attack error by Cooper Swanson, and the point goes to the Rockets. They lead it 5-2.
So head coach Connor Gaines for McNicholas did decide to change his starting lineup. He started his team in rotation 2, fully expecting the Yellow Jackets to start in rotation 6, which is what they did. And now Hunter Thompson is now in the front row, and Ben Jones is not.
There's a free ball across for the Rockets. Komatow set to the middle. And they're going to keep playing. Oh, there's the whistle. Call a double hit against the Yellow Jackets. It's so loud in this place, we can't hear the whistles necessarily, so trying to keep an eye on the ladder official. Ben Jones, approach. And that's an ace off of Zach Black.
Much more consistent from the service line coming from the Rockets. I bet you they went home and were told to visualize themselves getting their serves in because of all the errors that happened yesterday.
Floater to the middle, Komatow. To the middle on the swing. There's Armstrong outside. Great effort, but unable to dig it up is Campbell. Gerhard gets the kill. 8-2. Rockets lead it. Timeout, Mount Vernon. So the Rockets come out with a little different energy here in set number 2, and they have opened up a comfortable 6-point lead. Of course, no lead is comfortable when you play rally scoring, but they're serving well, minimizing their mistakes. And Gundrum and Gerhard are the guys through whom the offense is running.
Yeah, and I think there's a little bit different feel because the matchups changed. So Hunter Thompson has a bigger block in front of him, has to make better decisions because of that block, and Gerhard pretty soon here is going to also have Isaiah Campbell in front of him, that 5'6", so they're gonna have a little bit different feel on their side of more choices, a little bit more speed on the attack.
The Rockets back out on the floor. Here comes Mount Vernon as well. And the Yellow Jackets look a little shell-shocked. They need a little momentum to come their way pretty quick, it seems. Back to the serving line is Ben Jones as he continues to roll. He's got a 6-0 scoring run for McNicholas right now. Trying to get it across, they do on a free ball by Thompson to the outside. Gerhardt into the block and down once again. The point to the Rockets.
So after that timeout, the Yellow Jackets came out on serve receive and they scooted their lineup way closer to the 10-foot line, expecting Ben Jones to go ahead and serve it short, which is what he was doing, as you can see there. So now they're a little bit more prepared for what that serve looks like.
Thompson used the block, but the Rockets were able to control it. And on the other side, Gerhardt goes up and pounds one home into the back row.
Gunderman just chucked that up there. Wasn't quite sure what was going to happen to it. Wasn't quite sure if it was going to hit the scoreboard, but it missed it, providing a great set out to his buddy Gerhardt on the other side.
There's an up by Black. Set to the middle, and it's not a great set. It was the timing was missed between Campbell and Armstrong, and that was another mistake. 11-2. Again, Jones serves Black. Swanson gets it across. Here come the Rockets on the attack. Back set to Gundrum. Off the hands of Black. It hits the ceiling. That may actually be helpful to the Mount Vernon Yellow Jackets as they get the ball across on a free ball. Set to the outside. Tight to the net. Jones, back set. Gundrum down the line and good.
Great decision by Ben Jones. Ethan Gundrum is hitting .500 with only one error and a rocket of an arm, no pun intended. I would get him the ball again too.
Jones serves Komatow outside. Thompson off the touch. Goes over on one and going up and hammering it home is number 4, Gavin Gerhardt. It's now a 11-0 scoring run for McNicholas. Jones again to serve. It's Black. Can Swanson keep it in play? He cannot. He was able to dig it, but the ball ended up going outside the antenna. So Ben Jones just keeps doing Ben Jones.
His ball keeps dropping short, and if you don't practice short serves in practice, it's really hard to adjust. You usually expect it to go deep, but then he throws a few short serves in and then shoots one deep. And so they have to be able to adjust on the fly.
An ace right through the hands of Zach Black, 15-2. McNicholas. Jones with the toss in the swing, floats it. Oh, tried so hard to clear the net, hit the tape, but couldn't crawl over.
Right idea, though. He was successful on those short serves for a number of points there, so I probably would have tried it also. Just barely missed it.
Here's first team all-region for Mount Vernon, Armstrong, and he serves it into the net. So exactly what they didn't need. Trailing now 16-3. Gavin Gerhardt takes the service opportunity. High toss. Kaiser with a bump. Gundrum into the block. Kaiser comes up with it. Jones to the outside. Tierney into the block and out of bounds. That'll be a point for the Rockets.
So Isaiah Campbell is over chatting with the up referee, asking him to watch for the foot fault. Gavin Gerhardt was very close to his foot touching that line. Now with the reflections, it's hard for us to tell because we're seated kind of at chair level, but that is the responsibility of the line judge to watch that too. And if you didn't see it, these guys are professionals. It didn't happen.
Well, Gerhardt made it sure that there was no issue with that last one. He jumped from about 6 feet behind the line. 18-3. McNicholas on top. High toss. Plenty of space that time as well. To the outside, Swanson. Gundrum keeps it alive. Jones to the outside, Tierney. Roll shot across. Campbell, near side, Thompson into the block. Black had a little trouble with it, but they cleared it anyway. Jones, quick one in the middle. Williams. And Black and Komatow had a little communication snafu.
I was just thinking, we haven't seen Williams hit the ball in a while. It's been going to the pins. And the best time to set your middle is actually on transition because it's the least expected ball to be set. So, great job.
Good reception by Komatow off the big swing by Gerhardt. That one's into the block and straight back down. The point goes to the Rockets again. 20-3.
So that's the rhythm Mount Vernon is used to seeing. That was a great pass, great set, but there's just a massive wall in front of Hunter Thompson right now.
Gerhardt continues to serve. 5-0 scoring run for McNick this time around. And there's another ace right between Swanson and Komatow. Gavin Gerhardt. That one's too long. Comes back to Mount Vernon, 21-4. And Swanson to the serving line. And Swanson with a serving error. So the Rockets are playing great, and Mount Vernon isn't helping themselves at all. Aiden Williams to the serving line. Williams serves, Thompson. Campbell gives it right back to him. Off the block and down. Gundrum with the block. The Rockets are feeling it right now, just having a great time out there.
So not only are they doing great on the McNicholas side from the service line, but they're attacking really well. Currently in this set, they are hitting .647 in their offense.
Jones with a set to the outside. Tierney sends it off Swanson. And now it's set point for McNicholas, 24-4. Williams gets his instruction from the bench. Skips forward, serves Komatow. Set to the back row. Black, too strong, out of bounds. And set number 2 goes to the Rockets, 25-4. A dominant performance by McNicholas.
I really feel that was because of the lineup change. The matchups changed. Allowing McNicholas to kind of stick to their game plan instead of having to worry about playing defense as much.
Now, if you're Chad Sivright, what do you say to a team that just got beat 25-4? How do you coach them into this third set?
So truly, I would be like, guys, you just got to forget about what just happened, and we need to get back into our rhythm. But if you just looked at the scoreboard from the live stat page on the website, for example, you would be going, ouch, they must have been playing pretty bad. But they can't try to do things that are outside of their normal. They really have to keep it simple, focus on passing a good ball, and just move forward from here.
See what happens. We're going to go ahead and take a quick timeout. We'll come back with set number 3 right after this break. You are watching High School Championship Volleyball on the NFHS Network. McNicholas got set number 1, 25-21. They absolutely blew the doors off in set number 2, 25-4. And so we're 30 seconds away from the start of set number 3. The Rockets are ready to go. They're feeling it. A chance to hoist the trophy for the second straight year in Division II boys high school volleyball in the state of Ohio. For Mount Vernon, well, we saw it in the last match, coming back from down 2-0, but in the last match, nobody took a 25-4 drubbing in set number 2.
Yeah, Ben Jones went back to that service line with his short lob serve and just got a major run for the Rockets. And it threw the Yellow Jackets off. They stopped communicating. They stopped looking at each other. Hopefully that was talked about between sets, and they're ready to go and try again.
So Isaiah Campbell ready to serve it for the Yellow Jackets. He's waiting for the whistle, got his hands on his hips. Now he's ready. He skips forward, serves. Received by Tierney. Gundrum right back to him. Tierney sends it across. Good reception. Second ball by Black. And now Thompson sends it deep. Gerhardt to Gundrum. He goes up with it. They try to keep it alive, and they do. Jones to the outside. Tierney off the touch. Thompson keeps it alive, and a free ball across for Campbell. Tierney, Jones, back set. Gundrum down the line. Touch. Point to the Rockets.
Great effort on both sides. Love that Ben Jones set against the flow on that, meaning he ran forward but back set to Gunderman, and he was ready with only one blocker in front of him.
Gundrum with a tall toss, and he serves it into the net. He seems a little bit beside himself with that play. Tied at 1 as the ball comes back to Zach Black and the Mount Vernon Yellow Jackets.
Now we talked about matchups throughout the first 2 sets. The starting lineups for this set are identical to the first set, so their matchups as far as blockers and hitters will be very similar.
Gundrum with a quick one to Jay Clifton, and he puts it down for the point. Two to 1 McNicholas. And going to the serving line, number 8, Carson Tierney. Tierney skips forward. Off the tape, good job by Komatow to come up with it. Thompson sends it across. Off the touch, it's recovered. Bumper to the near side, it's gonna be tight, and unable to do anything with it was Hunter Thompson. The ball hit the antenna before he could get his hand on it. So Tierney again. Serves Komatow, quick one in the middle. Armstrong across, Gundrum outside. What a swing by Gavin Gerhardt.
Impressive. The swing was impressive, but what was even more impressive was his transition. He really transitioned hard and fast, which allows him to make better decisions on those out-of-system sets.
Tierney to Zach Black. Black gonna have a free ball across. Kaiser, Gundrum. Jay Clifton with the kill.
Jay Clifton, no errors on this match so far. He's had 9 total attempts and now 7 kills. Impressive hitting percentage.
Very impressive. Tierney again. Komatow, bumper by Campbell out to Swanson. Kaiser was able to get his arms on it, but they couldn't elevate, and so the point comes to Mount Vernon, and they get the serve back as well, trailing 5-2. There's Bryson Armstrong going to the serving line. Armstrong serves Gerhardt, and the ball goes right through his fingertips.
It's a smart serve. If you can serve the ball to Gerhardt, you take him out of the offense most likely. And so they're making him have to think about passing first before he gets to hit.
This time Armstrong's serve is too long. Gerhardt did a good job of pulling his hands down. 6-3, McNick on top. Kevin Kaiser at the serving line. Kaiser floats it. Komatow comes up with it. Outside. Actually back row to Zach Black, and he hits it into the net. (7-3). Rockets on top in set number 3. They lead it 2-0. Kaiser to Komatow, set to the outside. Thompson, up and down. Good, clean swing by Hunter Thompson.
That is the first time we've seen a clean connection on the Yellow Jackets side since set number 1. If they can continue with that, they will be right back in it.
Here's Cooper Swanson with the serve. Back to Gerhardt, and in. So Gundrum with the set. Gerhardt didn't hit it the way he wanted to, but he kept it inside the lines and got the point. And now Ben Jones, who served it 9 or 10 times in a row last set. And this time he serves it too long. So All those short sets, thought maybe he'd go deep and went a little too deep.
Sure, and I'm sure the Yellow Jackets just took a deep breath. Thank God we can move on from that one and now get our points from the service line with our stud server.
Here he is, Hunter Thompson. Big toss. And that one is too long. So another serve error by Mount Vernon. The serve comes back to McNicholas, Gavin Gerhardt. High toss. And that time he did step over the line. That's going to be a line violation against the Rockets. And that one wasn't close. Half a foot across.
Yeah, it was very clear even from our perspective.
Jay Ferguson now. His team trails by 3. Kaser. Jones to the outside. Tierney. Here come the Rockets again off the block. Tierney kept alive by Thompson. Ferguson. Good ball across. Kaser to the near side. Gundrum up and received. Stays in play. Tierney. Jones back to Tierney. Off the touch. Swanson. Campbell. Zach Black into the block and down. Good job by Black that time.
What a unique play there. That was a very interesting out-of-system play. He actually contacted that ball late on purpose so that he could use Ethan Gundrum's hand and make that ball go out of bounds.
Gerhardt with the reception. Quick one in the middle. Aiden Williams, he's blocked. Outside, Tierney. Dug up by Swanson. Black down the line, it's in.
It's a great call by the line judge. Anytime the ball hits the line, it is considered inbounds.
Timeout taken by the Rockets as Mount Vernon has climbed back in it. They trail by 1, 9-8. Little momentum goes a long way in this game when rally scoring's on the table.
Yeah, and we saw in the second set that the Rockets were using all of their weapons. Yeah. All of their hitters were getting set. We're seeing that now, but they're being stopped by the block, or at least the block on the Yellow Jacket side is touching the ball. Anytime a block touches the ball and it travels high in the air, it's the same as getting a free ball, which is just a pass over the net. So it's easy to convert that into a play.
McNicholas, they did this yesterday too. Have only played 7 players. So with your libero, that's actually just your starting 6 plus your libero. They don't do many subs. They did a few yesterday as the game went on, but so far today, just 7 players have been on the floor. Those same 7 break the huddle now and are back out on the floor. Jay Ferguson waiting to get the volleyball back to continue serving for Mount Vernon, hoping perhaps that he can tie this one up. Ferguson with the toss. Out to the outside. Tierney down the line. It's good. Oh, sorry, it's out. Went out the back line. So now we're tied at 9. Ferguson continues to serve. 3-0 scoring run for Mount Vernon here. Short one. Tierney comes up with it. Back set. Gundrum. Into the block. They're doing everything they can to keep it in play, and they do. There's a quick one. Nice job by number 9, Bryson Armstrong. He and Campbell connected that time.
Very smart play. When the Rockets are in chaos, the Yellow Jackets have to run the middle. They've got to run it fast, and that's exactly what Campbell did. Very smart play.
Ferguson. Tierney, Jones, Aiden Williams. Big hit. We're tied at 10. And the serve comes back to McNicholas, and it'll be Aiden Williams at the serving line. Williams has been consistent, if not flashy, from the service line. Black sends it across. Williams with a dig. Outside Jones to Tierney. Off the touch. Swanson. Another quick one. And this time it's Bryson Armstrong again. So Campbell to Armstrong has worked a couple times now for the Yellow Jackets.
So the Rockets keep delivering the ball out to Tierney on the outside because Isaiah Campbell was in front of him, but he just wasn't able to convert it into anything that scored for a kill.
Gundrum with a big swing, and Campbell couldn't dig it, so we're tied at 11. And the serve comes back to McNick. Ethan Gundrum now out of the front row, in the back row and serving. Swanson with the dig, right back to him. He goes up, hits it right through Gundrum's hands. So a good point by Cooper Swanson. Mount Vernon leads at 12-11. And Zach Black to serve for the Yellow Jackets. Zach Black has seemed a little out of sorts all day.
Yeah, I think he had a better match yesterday.
Service errors and just, I don't know, he seems, I don't know. I don't want to assume anything, so I'm not going to say anything. But Carson Tierney to serve for the Rockets. 12-12 is our score. Black with the elevation. Campbell to Thompson. He dinks it across. Good hustle by Gundrum. Jones throws it across, but there they are with the block. Again, that's Armstrong. Bryson Armstrong with the block. And now he's in the back row, going to the serving line. His team leads by 1. Gerhardt, big swing right off of Zach Black's chest. Now Kevin Kaiser to the serving line. He serves Black. Campbell to Thompson. Into the block. Aiden Williams with the block.
Hunter Thompson has tried a tip and now tried to swing, and the block is taking care of it, or the back row defenders are digging those tips, so it makes it really hard to make a decision in the air. What should I do? What's going to score? And truthfully, he just needs to keep swinging. I think that is his strength.
Cooper Swanson, this one's into the block. Put up by Gerhardt and Williams. Timeout taken on the floor by Mount Vernon, who now trails by 2, 15-13. Stay with us at the conclusion of this volleyball match for the presentation of the runner-up and state championship trophies, along with individual medals for both teams' participants. We'll have all of that for you before we send it away here this afternoon.
So I was watching Connor Games, the coach of McNicholas, and he was making eye contact with all of the players on the floor and telling them, stay calm. So settle back down, reset, and stick to the game plan, okay? And don't get too emotional. And you did see them start to do that, especially when it was 10-10. Taking a deep breath, keeping the ball inbounds, sticking to your role.
McNick has the lead, both in sets and in this particular game with points. If they can finish this out, they will be the state champs. Mount Vernon, though, has played much better this set than they did in set number 2. And out of the timeout, Kevin Kaiser to the serving line for McNicholas. Back set. Franz can't get it in play.
Isaiah
16-13.
Campbell is trying to make a different connection, trying to find who's hot, who's going to score points. And I do think he needs to go back to Hunter Thompson and let him make choices while he's in the air.
Back set, Thompson sends it into the block. Williams was there, but Thompson kind of threw it off Williams' chest. He was high in the air, and Thompson threw it low. Cooper Swanson to the serving line. Gerhardt down the line. Goodness gracious.
Just unstoppable. Yeah, if you don't serve tough from the service line and get the pass out of system, that's exactly what's coming at you. So
Ben Jones to the serving line. Jones this time sends it short. He had great success with that last time. Kaiser. Gerhardt sends it across. On the attack. Thompson has to make an adjustment, so he sends it over as a free ball of sorts. Back set, Gundrum. Big swing, dug up by Black. Second ball, Swanson. They can't get the third ball over. So Mount Vernon just out of system almost always, almost from the get-go.
You can see that Hunter Thompson and Isaiah Campbell are chatting right now, though. They're trying to get themselves back on the same page of what is the set that's going to be coming at me so that he can be successful.
Swanson returns it hard into the net, and it can't be dug out. 19-14. McNick has the lead, and a timeout taken on the floor by Mount Vernon.
Smart timeout called here. Chad Siverite's just trying to make sure that this isn't deja vu of what happened in second set, because Ben Jones is back there to serve, so they're going to talk through what do they need to be expecting. Ben Jones can serve short and he can serve deep, and so when the serve-receive line scoots up, he serves it deep, and so they have to be able to adjust on the fly.
What an atmosphere here at Wittenberg University. Fun music, great crowds, tremendous volleyball. And I'll just say from a personal perspective, and Jackie, you probably agree with me, but I won't put words in your mouth. The OHSAA just does a great job with all the different tournaments that they run. Tim Streed, this one run by Emily Mason, do just a tremendous job. Doug Hughes and his entire team.
I really love how they're morphing these state tournaments to provide more opportunities for more schools to get trophies in their trophy case. And we're going to be awarding one here shortly.
Absolutely. So Jones kind of elevated early, but he was able to adjust on that. Black from the back row gets the point. So Zach Black picks up a point, and now it'll be Hunter Thompson at the serving line. Can number 24 put a string together here? High toss, big swing, good reception by Tierney. Quick one. Williams sends it across. It's sent right back. Quick one in the middle. That's Gerhardt, up and down.
He's got a funny grin on his face because it was kind of weird. It wasn't in a place where he really could swing hard and fast, but he found that hole. They were running that back one, which isn't a set that he typically does, so it may have been something they decided on the fly to do for fun.
Gerhardt serves Komatau. That one's going to be over the net. They keep it alive. Kaiser with the bump serve, I should say, bump set. And that one's off Komatau and down.
Gundrum hitting 400. That was his 16th attempt, 8th kill. Only one error. He's very consistent on the right side.
And Gavin Gerhardt needs 4 points for his team to be back-to-back state champs. And there's an ace. He hit that ball with great velocity, cut it across the court, just inside the far sideline. Brilliant.
I think before he hit the ground, he was already making that noise of boom, because he knew he got that ace.
High toss. Again, crushes it. Trying to keep it going. Nothing on the antenna. The officials wanted it, or the Rockets wanted it. No call by the official. Jones back set. Gundrum down the line. Right in front of Komatau. Big swing by number 15.
Yesterday when we watched these guys play, we thought this isn't the same team we saw last year, and today this is the team we saw last year. And these guys have gotten taller and stronger.
Gerhardt serves Komatau. Campbell with the bump. Black off the touch. Aiden Williams. What a set. And then Aiden Williams goes up and just hammers it straight down. Way above the net. And now it's championship point for McNicholas. They lead at 24-15. Gundrum can give his team a championship here. No, airmailed that one. A little too much excitement. He's got a big smile on his face.
He wanted to really hit it hard. He did. He hit it hard.
He did. He almost opened one of the doors to the outside. He hit it so hard. Jay Ferguson stepped to the serving line for Mount Vernon. They trail by 8. Ferguson floats it. Gerhardt. Back set. Gundrum off the touch. Ferguson. Campbell. Quick one. Bounced off the head of Williams that time. Good job by number 9, Bryson Armstrong, for the point. 24-17. Ferguson to serve it again. Still championship point for the Rockets. Outside, Tierney. It can't be done. In front of Ferguson. And the Rockets of McNicholas High School are back-to-back state champions for the OHSAA and Division II boys volleyball. Congratulations. The two teams congratulating one another at midcourt. In just a moment, we will step aside for the presentation of the medals and the trophies, which are being set up on the platform right now, or on the floor right now, I should say. 3-0, McNicholas gets the win, 25-21, 25-4, and 25-17. Mount Vernon played a hard schedule, did everything they needed to do to get here. It just wasn't their day. They ran into a buzzsaw that is the Rockets.
The Yellow Jackets had trouble connecting, had trouble having a consistent offense, and it's really hard when McNicholas Rockets are on fire in all positions. Their weapons on the outside, middle, back row attack, right side attack, everything was really working together and clicking.
Where we are seated is right in front of the McNicholas fans, and now the Rockets have all come over and they're singing along to the school fight song. There you go. School spirit at its finest right there, ladies and gentlemen. Now both teams will make their way to the floor for the presentation of the medals and the trophies. First for the runners-up, the Yellow Jackets of Mount Vernon, and then for the champions, the Rockets of Cincinnati Archbishop McNicholas. Just a handful of stats as we continue to wait. Gavin Gerhardt hit 360, Ethan Gundrum 444, Jake Clifton 778 with no errors. Aiden Williams 800. Those are unreal numbers.
Unreal numbers, and the team themselves hitting 370, which is a phenomenal number. Not to mention all the great serves. They really dialed in, making sure that they lowered their service errors down to 8, but their service aces at 9 with a serving percentage of 890.
Wow. We'll step aside so they can present the medals to the Mount Vernon Yellow Jackets.